Hello everybody to lesson 41 of HTML lessons and deep understanding course. In this lesson we will start with SFG and SVG, and we will know what is it and when to use it, and we will have some examples there. First of all, what is SVG? SVG stands for Scalable Vector Graphics, so it's one part of the graphics in HTML. Also, SVG is used to define graphics for the web. Also, it's recommended to use, and it has some advantages rather than the canvas that we have learned in the previous course, in the previous lessons. Okay, the SFG element is a container for SFG graphics. SFG has several methods for drawing paths, boxes, circles, text, and graphics, and that we will see now. Here we have some table that compares about the SFG and canvas. Here we have the canvas. The canvas is resolution dependent. Okay, it depends on the resolution, but SFG, it doesn't depend on the resolution. Also, the SFG, the canvas, no support for event handler, but SFG supports for event handler. Event handlers means when you click for button, the SFG will do something for that. Or if the page is loading, there's some event will happen with SFG, but the canvas does not work like that. Canvas is poor text rendering capabilities, but SFG is best suited for applications with large rendering areas like the Google Maps. So if you have map in HTML and you need to do it with some information like the family map, you can use the SFG. Also, you can save the resulting image PNG or GPG, but here you couldn't save it. It's complex somewhat. Well suited for graphic intensive games. So canvas could be used for graphic intensive games, but here it's not suited for games. Okay, so let's go and see what we have, and let's try the codes. Okay, so everything will be great. For example, let's start with that first and draw a circle. First of all, to build an SFG, you should create the tag SVG. So we will write here sorry, what was that? Sorry, Z is here. I'll write here SVG, and then the closing tag is SVG. Then I will define the width of that SVG. So the width of SVG, let's see, it would be 200, and the height would be, for example, 200 or 300, 400. No, let's see, here we have 400. That, so it could be like a rectangle, like a screen, and that could be 200. Problem. Great. Then we will write a circle there. I will say circle. So in SVG, it's easier, I think. You use HTML more than JavaScript, but in Canvas we write JavaScript more than the HTML. So we have we have R, which would be, for example, 14. Then we have CX, which would be, for example, 50. Problem. Then we have stroke. In the stroke, we will define in the stroke what are the color of the stroke. Let's see, it will be blue. Okay. Then we have the other thing, which is the stroke width. Stroke width, yes, the stroke width, and we will define it, for example, 5. And we have the fill, with which color you need to fill it. Let's you fill that color with, for example, orange. Great. So this is its empty tag, so the closing will be like that. Let's save it and reload the page and see what we have. Okay, reload that. Here's the circle, but it shows that it's small or something like that. Let's see what we should increase. Let's see, this is 100, and that one is, for example, 100. Save it, come here and load it. No, same. let's go back and see that it will start from 50. Okay, and the CX. Okay, but we haven't defined I forgot, I think we forgot something. Let's return back. Great. Now we have started from the default, but we have CY. So you notice here we have CX and you have CY. CY is from 50, for example, means from the maybe middle. So here is it. Here's the circle. So we defined here the CX and the CY. We could increase this. The vertical will increase to increase the horizontal position. Increase the CX. Here's I think the round, the radius. Also destruct the color and the other thing, which is the orange or something like that. For example, if I said here the radius, if I said 90, okay, so refresh, it will be like that, but this should be greater. Let's see, 100, and the other one would be 100. See that? Come here and reload it, but the size is great. So this is how we create a circle in SVG. How to create a rectangle? To create a rectangle, it's the same, except that we will delete this one and write instead of that thing, we'll write a rectangle. Okay, so here I will create a rectangle tag, rect. Great. And the height of that tag could be, for example, 300, and the width will be larger, for example 400, and we have something called style. Okay, the style we will define here the fill. Sorry, what was that? Fill, yes. And let's say it would be, for example, orange. Okay. Okay, and we could define the stroke, and the stroke, for example, let's see stroke what we could see. Let's define the stroke with red. Okay, and we could define the stroke with 3, 5, as you prefer. For example, let's say 10. Great. Semicolon. Save it and close the tag. Save, reload it, and see what we have. It's the rectangle that we have created. Okay, so it's great. So we could make it smaller or larger. The height, for example, here we could say the height could be, for example, 600, and say just to see the fall of our rectangle. Great. So this was about how to create the rectangle. Let's create a square or a rounded rectangle. Okay, you could create a rounded rectangle. If you need to create a square, just make this the same, 300, and here's 300. It would be a square. We know that the square, all its value, the height and the width is the same. So to create a rectangle, a rounded rectangle, you will need to define the radius, something like that. So here we will say let's delete that one and create the rectangle the other way. So rect, and here we will say the S would be 50. Sorry, what was that? Let's see, the X, the Y equal, for example, 30. Okay, the X, for example, we'll say 50. Also we have something which is the Rx, like in the circle that we have defined, equal, for example, let's see how much. Let's start from the 50, and the Ry, also from the 50, as we have defined it in the circle. The width, for example, let's say it would be 200. The height also 150 or 60. Great. And we have something called style. Let's go new line, style, and define the style, the fill, stroke, width, fill. Let's see, it would be blue. The stroke, okay, let's see, the stroke could be black or brown, brown. Great. The stroke width, this could be, for example, 10 let's see, 10. Okay, and then close it, save, close the tag, and let's go and see what we have. For example, here we will see how is it. Look, it's like that. So the extra information is the v, I mean the y and the x. If we delete them, the thing that we have it here will be the position from the 0. But if we need to increase the radius, it means it's radius from x and radius from y. So if we delete it or make the radius from x to 0 and reload, it would be a circle, I mean a sharp angles. But if we increased put the radius y to 0, it would be also sharp. So they should be set to a value so that they could they could show some radius, or even if small radius. So this is how to create the rectangle with a radius or a rounded angles. How to create a square. Okay, so imagine that you need to create a a star. It's amazing, it's easy. You could create an angle, okay, called polygon. Then inside the polygon you could write another thing that you needed there. Okay, the last thing that we will create is how to create a logo. Okay, so imagine that you need to create a logo, and that logo should be with that it shouldn't be copied. So how to do that? You could do it with this SFG. So we came to the end. What are the difference between SFG, SVG, and Canvas? This SVG is a language for describing 2D graphics in XML, but Canvas draws 2D graphics, okay, on the fly with a JavaScript. So here we have used a lot of HTML, but there in Canvas we used a JavaScript with a large amount. SVG is XML based, okay, but the Canvas is not. So this is, as we have defined here, the differences between that Canvas and SVG, and we have understand how to create the circle, the rectangle, and there's another thing, this Y thing that you could create. You could create for example, a family, okay, a family map, so that you could define father, mother, and the relation between them, the data with the SVG. It could be helpful and great for that. So this was the lesson for this session. See you in the next part.